Welcome to the Dream Diva podcast. I'm your host and dream medium, Keough. I deliver a masterclass in shamanic dreaming and intuitive dream interpretation. I want to help you break free of the past and empower your transformation now. We're here to learn from our dreams, and our dreams are our best teachers. So whether you remember your dreams or not, you'll receive inspirational guidance to help change your career, health, and relationships for the better. In this show, you'll discover the meaning behind your soul symbols and receive messages from your guides and spirit animals. You'll also learn how to have precognitive dreams and connect with your ancestors on the other side. The Dream Diva podcast starts now. Hi, everyone. Thanks for unlocking your dream power with me, Keough, dream medium and teacher. So, did you remember any dreams lately? Did you receive any dream guidance this past week? I would love to know. So call me and Jacob, my producer, at 800-930-2819, and I will take your dream question and do a spontaneous dream interpretation for you, coming up in about 30 minutes. Okay. So remember, you can watch today's show live on Facebook. You can get the link at Transformation Talk Radio or thedreamdiva.com. And if you'd like an intuitive session with me, you can book your private one-on-one at thedreamdiva.com as well. And you can follow me on social media, Insta and Facebook, The Dream Diva, and at Twitter, Kelly E. Keough. So also, you can email me at info@thedreamdiva and send in your dreams for me to interpret. And I look forward to working with you and unlocking the power of your dreams. So in today's episode, I will recap Ericka's dark man, dark woman dream from my last episode. Next, I'll answer a dream question sent into me from one of our listeners about dreaming of bathrooms. I'm sure everyone has dreamed of a bathroom at least once. Then I'm going to talk about how to do a dream interpretation in 10 easy steps. So stick around. So if you're listening, you know that dreams are powerful. I don't have to tell you that. And yet, if you don't pay attention to your dreams can be like the lottery. Once in a great while, you'll get a winning ticket. And just like the people who play their daily numbers, those are the players who are most likely going to win. So you have to play to win. It's the same way with your dreams. If you don't engage in your dreams, if you don't intend them, if you don't capture them, if you don't write them down, if you don't contemplate them and act on them and use the emotion in them to artfully manifest and create your future will create you. You must show your dreams some love. All right, or your shadow dreams will take over. But fortunately, our biggest dreams, unlike the lottery, are free. And that is the gift of dreaming. So let's come together in this dream session with a protective shield to start the show. Infinite spirit aligned to the oneness, I command this space filled with my true God self. For the good of all and the harm of none, I activate, anchor, and amplify my 12D shield, my rainbow light shield, to the north, south, west, east, above, below, and all the spaces in between. Only love can penetrate. The Dream Diva protective shield for all who are listening today. Beauty, goodness, and truth before me. With that, I wander day and night. Beauty, goodness, and truth behind me. With that, I wander day and night. Beauty, goodness, and truth below me. For that, I wander day and night. Beauty, goodness, and truth above me. With that, I wander day and night. Yes, and so it is. Okay, so I'm going to follow up with Ericka, the dark man dream, the dark woman dream, and she gave me permission, just to let you know. And I was really surprised when she told me the next day after the last episode that she had a new job opportunity with yet another rich, powerful female who was going to fly her to another city for a meet and greet. And Ericka confided in me that she was interested in more than just a job, but maybe possibly a romance as well. And Ericka was super excited about this, and I was super not. But I lied. I admit I lied to her. I said, "Oh, that's great, congratulations." But my first impression really was, "Are you kidding me? Again? Not again?" And my immediate reaction to her was, "This sounds like a shadow pattern of falling for a romantic partner that is ultra controlling." And now you have to remember that dreams, if you're lucky, will reveal to you your blind spots. Your dreams will be your shield, they will be the warning. And where do blind spots come from again? Okay, they're hidden in our subconscious, in our pain body, in our negative ego. They come from trauma. They get frozen in that negative ego, and it creates our shadow. And then we're motivated to fill that void over and over and over again, spinning what? Chasing our tails in circles. And we fill it with people, places, and all kinds of addictions. And yet, we could look at it another way. Is this experience that Eric is having, is it true blue? Is it a true blue opportunity for love and abundance and fulfillment? And yet another way to look at Erica's seeming synchronicity is to ask, is it a test? Can Ericka manifest a job without manifesting the same tricky female power play scenario that I foresaw coming, but I didn't say anything until she texted me the next day with a dream. And the dream was this: she saw a woman with black eyes wandering around and spinning in circles. And she said to me that the dream didn't scare her until she woke up and looked it up. So she must have done some search on the internet. She must have been looking in dream dictionaries, and she found that it potentially meant a demonic attachment. And she asked me, is that right? A woman with black eyes spinning around in circles. So before I answer that, is that right? I just want to point out the synchronicity and symbolism that has been coming to me to interpret. And one of them is from Jacob's dream, my producer, who I interpreted in an earlier episode with the blind babushka, which, you know, if it were my dream, I would have thought, this is my blind spot. What do I need to look at? And here it is popping up again in some other way, shape, and form, but still very similar in Ericka's dream. And let's just talk about synchronicity, because synchronicity is what dreams are made of. It is that dream energy, whether it's day or night. And it's a word coined by Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychoanalyst who founded analytical psychology. You know, he worked with Freud and broke off. And then his work influenced many people, but especially artists and literary writers, because literary analysis and critical analysis goes with psychoanalysis. And so does the bridge, are the symbols and the story structures of human existence and human life. So I want to also further talk about synchronicity as a definition, where Carl Jung said it was an acausal, event seemingly connected to the person's dreams or thoughts. So for example, have you ever dreamed something and then it showed up in life? Have you ever been thinking about something, pondering it, and then, hours later, minutes later, it's manifesting you right in front of you? That is synchronicity. And it is very much of that dream energy, or that precognitive or psychic energy. And for me, the synchronicity here is, I'm very learned in healing blind spots and clearing shadow body, and having blind spot characters show up in dreams to do warnings. And here is the blind babushka and the black-eyed woman spinning in circles coming up back to back. This shows me a synchronicity. And what is that synchronicity? Well, we'll find out. But part of working with dreams and part of unlocking the power of your dreams is recognizing synchronicity, your synchronicities day and night. And so what if you read into it? You're the final author of what you think, because it's very easy for you to say, oh, that's just a coincidence. It is very easy for other people to say, that's just a coincidence. So you need to be aware and activate your discernment. And how do you do that? You meditate more and wear your earbuds less. You meditate and write in your dream journal more, and you get off of social media. You do less social media, because this is an activation of focus and a discipline. So back to Ericka. After I heard the dream that she texted me, I finally had to come clean. I had to say, Ericka, you are not going to like this. If it were my dream, I would be forewarned of repeating the same sexual pattern or the same romantic pattern. And I didn't hear from her. And then I checked back in with her, and the last I checked, Ericka was headed on the road now, driving herself to meet this potential new employer across the country. And I had to check in with her and say, what's going on? And she said she was on the road to meet the woman, but she was trepidatious. She said she might turn around before she actually got there. And I checked in with her again, and I asked her, so how'd it go? Did you meet with this woman? Is there a potential love relationship? And I didn't hear back. So I know that for me, I can probably foresee the warning in the dream. It's very easy to just shrug off and say it was fear, but let's go back to what happened in her dream. In the dream, she wasn't afraid until she looked it up and found the meaning. Then she got afraid. How could I interpret that? If it were my dream, I would say, well, I'm unaware of being afraid until I understand what's really going on. And that we will check in with Ericka to find out what's going on in the next episode. So it's really easy for me to say, there's a shadow pattern there, especially when I'm looking at other people and seeing the trickery. But it's really hard to see in yourself. That's why you need someone else to bounce it off of and not hold on to, your romantic bubble. And that's if you have, the courage to ask for the truth. So I really stepped up my game when I became willing to seek the absolute truth in my shadow. And that's what dreams can do, because in one dream, you could shrink down, the core reason of your shadow, and not waste time spinning your wheels. So if you have a dream question for me today, call in at 800-930-2819, and I'll talk to you after the break. Move on to a question that a caller had. And well, actually, she emailed me, Kim, and she said, why do I have a lot of dreams about bathrooms? It seems so mundane, and it doesn't seem to fit in with my everyday life. Now, first of all, if you dream about any room in the house, and these are very, familiar and dreams that most people have, you have to understand, when you dream about a room in a house, it is actually a mirror of your own spiritual house, your own spiritual foundation. Each room correlates to a part of your life. And the bathroom symbolizes emotions. That's why we end up a lot of times in the bathroom. It also symbolizes water and the ability to cleanse and clear emotional attachments that are disturbing us or annoying us in our everyday life. And yeah, we have to clean up the little dreams to get to the big dreams, that's for sure. So many dream and sleep theories say that dreaming is just rehashing of every day. That could be true, but it only goes to a certain explanation. I mean, another theory says that our brain can only hold so much information, so it flushes out the unneeded information and memories during dreams, hence the bathroom. Another theory yet says that we dream to survive. Absolutely agree. And yet, you know, dream experts, we know that yes, we dream to survive and then some, because no dream theory or science can ever explain, the near-death experiences, the out-of-body experiences, the precognitive dreams. I've had precognitive dreams back 5 years that are happening now. And how do you explain that through a dream theory? You really can't. So the one thing that I really love about dreams that dream theory and science can't explain is that dreams for me have taught me how to be precognitive, to survive, to maneuver the obstacles of life. But what about the mundane bathroom dreams? I have a lot of those dreams. So let's just think, if a bathroom dream pops up, but your life is going great and you think everything's cool, but you suddenly have this bathroom dream, I would interpret it this way. So if it were my dream, I would understand that the bathroom is part of my spiritual house, the part of my purity of heart, spirit, my emotions, and that I'm probably suppressing emotions that need to surface to be witnessed for my well-being so that they can be released. That simple and literary. So to come to find out, Kim then mentioned that she also has a lot of dreams where there's no floor or she has no privacy. And she realized that this underlying annoyance plagues her on a daily basis because she has a housemate. And even though her housemate is great to the 10th degree, Kim admits that she would prefer to live alone. And then she realized that the bathroom dreams were helping her see that she needs to actually deal with this living situation that seems ideal, but it's actually not in alignment with her at the moment. It's just not in alignment with her. So I said, how can we use dreams to help you with this? And I asked him to do an experiment. And I said, let's do a dream journal that you would immediately place beside your bed with a pen and a flashlight in case you wake up in the middle of the night with a dream and you need to jot it down. And that would be step one. And then I asked Kim, so we need to ask your dream journal something. We need to write a question in it. And so what are you going to write down in your dream journal before you go to bed at night? And Kim wanted to know how to increase her finances. So I told her, that's great. Let's put it into a question that your dreams are going to be interested in responding to, because our dreams are not some robot or AI. They're like the horse, they're like the relationship that you must nurture. So you want to be specific and say please and thank you. So we put together this following question. She said, "Dear dreams, please give me guidance on increasing my finances with skills I already have. Thank you." So notice that we added the words please and thank you into the question, because as I work with spirit animal guides, I have learned that the please and thank you is a gateway to invite the relationship. Just like you would with a person that you want to impress, you want to impress and engage with your dreams with these very simple words of gratitude, reverence, and respect. So step number one, put the journal beside the bed with a pen and a flashlight or a nightlight. And step two, write your question in your dream journal before going to bed and use the words please and thank you and be specific about the details. Remember, she said, "Dear dreams, please give me guidance on increasing my finances with skills I already have." And that's really important because that's the detail that she really wanted to know. And then step three in this experiment is to have Kim intend to remember her dreams. So she can say, I will remember my dreams 3 times out loud before she goes to bed. Now, if it doesn't happen in the first night, are you going to give up? Oh, it didn't happen, and let the book collect dust. No, if there's a relationship that you want, you will keep going after it. If you buy a horse or a pet, and you have to train a dog, are you just going to give up on the dog? No. So the dreams are a living energy that must be courted, dated, relationship with, entwined with your energy and emotion and intention. So she's not going to give up. And I say, do it 7 days in a row. And if you still don't do it, you still can't give up. You must do it until you get the breakthrough. You have to prove your willfulness and willpower and intention. So step 4, though, is to shield yourself and the white rainbow light. And if you don't want to do that before you go to bed, because it can be very energizing as you're trying to fall asleep, you can do it in the bathroom. So in the morning, you can shield yourself in the bathroom when you're getting ready. And in the evening, when you're getting ready for bed, you can do it in the bathroom. And that way, it is a done deal and you don't have to worry about it as you're falling asleep. But notice how we're back in the bathroom, the place of spiritual cleansing and purity. And this is where dreams can help you. So the bathroom turns out to be a very significant, not a mundane place. And it's an opportunity to, even if you do feng shui in your bathroom by decorating it in white or yellow for happiness and abundance, adding plants, making sure the seat is down, you can optimize this room for, again, like I said, abundance, which is connected to finances. So at the end of our communication session back and forth via email, Kim shared with me that she was super excited about how, having just learned how to do horse body work, meaning, healing hands-on touch work on her horse. And she explained, the details of working with her horse and how she connected and healed her horse and how the horse just gave over to the relationship and it increased their trust and intimacy. Oh, wow. Okay, hands-on body work on a horse. And the horse had a positive response. And she had taken a workshop and learned how to do this. And then it came to me that Kim could do this for other horses and their owners, and she could increase her finances. So the idea was a new surprise to Kim. So Kim, good luck, because you got a dream interpretation, and yet it came from a daydream, a true dream, and hopefully she'll get more information in her nightly dreams. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to go to break. Again, remember, you can call in. And in this next segment, I'm really going to break down the 10 steps to dream interpretation. Okay. And I'll just read them through, and then I'll go into more detail after the break. So these initial 10 steps came from my dreaming teacher training with Robert Moss. You might know who he is, but they're with my interpretive twist. So first, I'm going to tell you all 10 steps, and then after the break, I'll go through them. So step number 1, trust your feelings. Why? Because that is your dreams are your soul. Your soul is your true emotional body. So that's the first step in dream interpretation. Step 2, notice first associations. So you have to become an artist, a child at play. When I say red, you say apple. When I say green, you say money. I mean, first associations, what do you think of in terms of symbology in your dream? That's, of course, if you're remembering them. Step 3, you must do a reality check. Okay, a reality check is, could this happen in real life, or is this just a wild symbolic dream that could never happen? I mean, that is, really important to your psychic development and helpfulness and how you can use it in your life. So step 3 is reality check. Step 4, dream reentry. This might seem difficult or hard at first, but it becomes really easy. And this is where you find extra information that you just cannot get with a dream journal, dream interpretation, and an interpretation from other people. It's actually a shamanic, exercise of going and traveling in your mind back to the dream to retrieve more information. Now, step 5 is dialoguing with dream characters. Well, could happen lucidly in your dream. You have a conversation. Dialogue is so important because dialogue is where you're seeing the steps to take. Dialogue could tell you if something is credible or not. Dialogue will tell you what's going on or the motions, or giving you the story of your life through the dialogue. It's really important to write it down. And you can also do dream reentry and dialogue with characters again after the fact. Okay, so dialogue, again, we're going back to story, and dreams are story and meant to be read and to get your attention. And that's why they're persuasive. So you must read into the persuasion. So step 6 is tracking your dream self. This, again, is going to come down to a dream journal. And can you see your symbols show up? Is there a pattern to them? And this can only be done by tracking via the dream journal. Now, step 7 is learning your symbols. Every medium you've heard, Tyler Henry, Long Island Medium, any famous medium will talk about their process of knowing their own vocabulary of symbology. They will develop it, usually at a very young age. They'll know what the symbols mean because sometimes they don't directly get dialogue from the dearly departed. They will get symbols instead, packed with information, because the symbols, of course, are otherworldly. They extend beyond the physical, and you will, if you develop your own symbolism, it can be very helpful in dream interpretation. We have a couple more. Step 8, what part of me is in this dream? If you look at the dream as if everything is a reflection of you, or a reflection of you and possibly an outside energy coming for you, or maybe talking to you, this is really important to help you hone the focus of your dream. And for example, you might meet a teacher in the dream, and let's say you are a teacher, but the person is so separate from you and so different. I mean, I dream about a master teacher, and I am nothing like him. I wish I were like him. He's so gentle. He's so easy and peaceful. I am not that. and I cannot believe that this could be a part of, actually maybe a higher part of me. So what part of me is a good question to ask yourself. Step 9 is dream reenactment, where you act upon the dream to move the energy into the physical, especially if you want to manifest it. And step 10, dream journaling. Okay, so there you have your 10 steps, and we're going to go a little bit more into discussion after the break. And I hope to hear from you, and I'll just throw it to Jacob and see you when we come back. Hi, and welcome back. I got a comment on my lighting for my YouTube show, and I'll just tell you about it. So I teach TV and radio, the college level, and I love lighting. I'm using a GVM LED 800 light kit, and I love it because they have the ability to control them on an app on my phone. So I actually sit in front of my camera, and I have designated the 3-point lighting with my app while I'm on screen. And so that's really cool, because usually when you're setting up for TV or film shoot, you set up, you might have a monitor and the director is working with the cinematographer and the grip to set the lighting. But if you're doing it yourself, like me, I did get the GVM light kit. It's definitely, like 350. And I have it set on blue, and then I have a key light in front. So plus I have another ring light. So just wanted to let you know. Thanks for that. But here's the
And
thing.
really fast, actually, we do have a caller. We have Patricia calling in from Cleveland. If you'd like to chat with her really fast.
Sure thing. Hi, Patricia.
Hello.
How are you? Do you have a question?
Oh, yes. Uh, First time caller. I had a dream uh, that I'm trying to understand. This was this morning as I guess, waking up. I don't know if it's still nighttime. I'm seeing I'm outside and I'm seeing a woman just walking. I believe it's around daytime, but there's a car driving, and it seems like it wants to it'll drive up very close to her, but stop. And she's, moving out of the way. And this went on for, about a minute or so, and I guess I woke up. I don't recognize any of the location outside. I don't recognize her. Now, obviously, it it looks like the car is not trying to even hurt her because it could have hit her. But I don't understand, what this means.
Great. Okay, so let's start with Patricia. Let's start with a title. And so use your creative writer self within, no judgment, first association. What comes to mind? What is your title of your dream? Let's give your dream a title, like it was a story. So we'll call it the woman. Go ahead.
Woman in car.
Yeah, woman in car. Woman and car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's just go with the next step, and let's do a reality check. So you don't recognize the car, you don't recognize the woman, but is the scenario something that you might witness in real life? Or do you think it's symbolic?
That I don't know. And I don't see the driver, and obviously it could be related to me. It could be related to me, but like I said, it wasn't me because I'm seeing the scene.
Yeah.
So yes, obviously it could be symbolic. And I wasn't figuring, nothing came to mind immediately.
Interestingly, I would like you to pick an emotion that you had either during the dream or when you woke up. The most. Yeah.
I was puzzled, and
Yeah. Okay.
Because, so.
Okay, so let's ask you, what color was the car?
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember. It may have been a pale color, but I can't remember the exact color.
Okay.
Maybe a pale blue or something, but I'm not exact on that.
Okay, so this definitely sounds like a journey, a path, something something that you don't know about. There's an unknowingness about this. This woman is the female part of you. So if it were my dream, so again, Patricia, you can take what you want and leave the rest. I'm just going to interpret as if it were my dream. So if it were my dream, the car and the woman, I would see that I'm going down a road, that this is something about the future, the female aspect of myself. is ahead of me, and there's something I don't know about myself. There's something I don't recognize, something about my blind spot that hasn't revealed itself to me yet. And it could be something good, or I don't know yet. And the car is drive and forward motion, and it is your engine, and it's your horsepower. It is your personal power. So sometimes we're not riding horses, and yet you're seeing this. And so again, this woman, female aspect, maybe your same age, or was she older or younger? That's important. So do you remember?
Was young.
She was younger?
Yes, and it was a male driver that I could see.
That's interesting. So again, yeah, go ahead. Do you have anything else to tell me?
Yeah, she was slender, tall, probably was 5'7", maybe 5'8". I believe she may have had long, shoulder-length blonde hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so this is coming together. Interesting. I don't know who you are or what you do, or if, you have some thing that you would like to visit from your younger years that you didn't quite get to do or manifest, but it feels like the idea of a part of yourself, right? Maybe this younger part of yourself, maybe more creative or something about that, is trying to, the male aspect of you wants to meet it, wants to engage with it and get to know it. So your male energies are bringing to focus the female dream within. There's something that you wanted to do. Maybe that was yourself. Notice how the car didn't get too close or hurt it, and you watched it for quite a minute there. And so I'm going to just ask you, are you aware of any, unfulfilled dream from your younger years that would take some action on your part physically to do? Because I really don't have any other clue about what that might be, but I do feel that it's the female side of you, the wanting to get in touch with this part of you, maybe from a younger time, a time that would, or something that would make you feel young again. And but in order to do that, you must take action with the male energy, like figure it out. So I'll just ask you that, and then we can wrap that up. So is there anything that you can think of? And if not, you can always ask your dreams for more information.
Well, basically, I'll say, I've just been unfulfilled practically all my life. I've not been successful in achieving what, and I've, tried and learned different skill sets and things to make my life better. But I was just stuck in a rut, and I will preference and say that I have unfortunately experienced abuse and trauma, sexual, emotional, mental trauma, and abuse. And that went
Okay. So
when I got...
Yeah, Patricia, Patricia, I'm going to interrupt you and tell you that I'm so sorry about that. I can totally understand your story. And I do think that here's the good news. Here's the silver lining. Thank you for being in my audience today. You're giving me goosebumps. There is still, I would like to give you hope. And even if there's an ounce, a drop of your spirit talking to you, that you can, that you still want to be fulfilled, you still want to do something, and you still can, and it's your male and female energies wanting to synthesize, wanting to come together in union, wanting to feel whole. Okay, there's the image, wholeness. And I feel that from your dream interpretation and meeting me today, I want to say that I think that, no, I know that you still should have hope, and that you want to meditate on asking yourself, what's my next step? STEP, what is my next step? And how can I bring a new fulfillment to, and you need to find that fulfillment. And I will leave you with that. Patricia, thank you so much for the call. And so again, thank you. So I'm thanking Patricia for understanding that her dream was so potent. It seemed so, minimalistic, mundane, and yet it was potent with opportunity to not give up on yourself, to not give up on spirit, to not give up on your soul, to not give up on healing yourself, and that there's always desire. That dream was full of desire, full of desire. And I hope Patricia finds one thing that she can do to feel fulfilled. And thank you so much. So we trusted our feelings with that, and we went with them. That was step one. First associations. Again, I think that if anyone has a dream that you think is that simple, still you should write it down, because they are potent with information and stories. So in your dream journal, okay, if you're not a writer, raise your hand. Oops, that's not me. I'm total writer. So I know that it takes discipline to do dream work, because you must write. Or, you could use voice, voice memos, but then, hopefully you could have them, transcribed through Siri, because you need to see it written down. You need to keep a dream journal in order to see the associations of writing down, and then maybe go to, like Ericka did, to the internet, because you don't want to be influenced by the dream dictionaries. But I will say that I do use dream dictionaries after I have journaled, after I've exhausted my writing process. And I will be very rigorous and look up 12 different sites until I find the one definition that resonates with me. So if you're using dream dictionaries online and Googling, car, dream meaning, or a woman walking down the street, dream meaning, or blonde hair, dream meaning, you will get many different, you'll get, 50 different ideas. However, I will go, like I said, through at least 12 of my top websites. And one of them is Auntie Flo. I love her website. She, doesn't always cut the mustard for me, but she has a very solid website. You will notice on the wet internet, if you use dream dictionaries, there's a lot of plagiarism, a lot of cutting and pasting. But I definitely like Auntie Flo's website. Hers resonates authentic and original writing. So let's talk for just a couple more minutes about reality check, and notice how Patricia's dream, could it happen? Couldn't it? I mean, was it symbolic or literal? And Patricia was right. She trusted her gut feeling. It was more symbolic. It was symbolic of her, and is what I took away from Patricia's dream, if it were my dream. And that was really important, because it helped us hone in on, okay, what is this symbolism telling us about Patricia? And so thank you so much for your call, Patricia. I'd like to hear from you all next time. And I will continue going through the steps in our next episode. So thank you for unlocking your dream power with me. It can be so healing. It can, and again, a lot of times right now in this year of coming to an end of 2022, if you've listened to a lot of self-help and new age influencers, a lot of talk about clearing the shadow and pain body and a lot of trauma. And this is coming up to be witnessed and cleared. And I have to say, on top of that, yes, and take the steps to bring creativity into your life and refocus your mind and rewire your central nervous system. It must be done with creativity, and helping you unlock your dream power absolutely helps me heal as well. So remember, you can rewatch the show on my YouTube channel, Keough, or listen to the Dream Diva podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or wherever you listen. And I look forward to hearing from you. Reach out to me at thedreamdiva.com. And why don't you try dream re-entry? That's a tricky one. And don't forget to dream on. See you next time on the Dream Diva podcast. Thank you for listening to the Dream Diva podcast with me, Keough. Try to remember your dreams tonight, and don't forget to write them down. My masterclass in shamanic dreaming and intuitive dream interpretation will help you break free of the past and empower your transformation now. Whether you remember your dreams or not, you'll receive inspirational guidance to help change your career, health, and relationships. We'll explore messages from your soul symbols and spirit guides, and we'll also develop your higher sensory perception. To book an intuitive reading with me, visit thedreamdiva.com. The Dream Diva podcast airs every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio.